In reverence, I love thee, mourning thee eternally. At the first moment, you looked up at me like a playful little girl asking a question, so innocently and curiously. Time and space stopped inside of me, and I was speechless. My thoughts were simple, but this question was absurd. No, sweet girl, there's not a fucking thing wrong with you. And I knew right then the axis of my entire life had pivoted, and that this woman would leave an undeniable mark on my life, my legacy, my decisions, and my soul. I struggled to answer you as best as I could. I don't think for a moment you had any idea of the existential weight and gravity of that situation inside of me. The compass of my life changed. North was still north, but everything on the map had pivoted. And what used to be north was no longer north, but something entirely else, and maybe not even on the map anymore. I didn't know, but I knew that my life, the axis of my being, had now permanently pivoted. No matter what else happened, it was the first time in almost 20 years that I felt really afraid of the unknown, because it was an unknown so grave and so vast and so beautiful and so precious that I had no way to contain it, explain it, quantify it. All I could do is just open my mouth and try to let words come out, put one foot in front of the other foot into a direction, into an ether of complete unknown, but felt in my bones and my heart, right? Pretty soon, I knew. I knew I was in love with you, and I knew I always would be. And it was such a magnificent weight on me that it confounded me and broke my processes and broke my mannerisms. My body couldn't deny it. I was completely helpless, and I remember that moment when you saw it. That changed everything. I mourned you from the first moment I knew I was in love with you, because I knew you would break me. I've been broken before. It's not the first time. But I knew you would break me in a way that would truly threaten my existence, and that in order to survive, I would be forced to transform. And I spent not 1 ounce of my energy, 1 fiber of my being, even debating that or fighting against it. I proceeded forward in complete complicity. I mourned you because I knew I couldn't have you. Not then. Not in that place. The warrior in me snapped back into attention. He knew what he must do. I proceeded forward with new mission directives, at nearly all costs. But I made a promise to you on those rocks that I would do what it takes. I would do whatever it takes to be there for you. And we both cried and bled and fought. Fully clothed and in public, and yet completely naked and isolated from the entire world, we both understood in that moment the gravity of our souls seeing each other that day. The tears in your eyes. You plead to me that how dare I make you feel this way about me. I took one last look at your beautiful face, and I turned around. My back to you, I walked away. In times past, in these moments, I walked away a monster full of rage and anger and resentment, bloodlust, looking for flesh to chew on and tear apart. But not this time. This time I walked away a warrior with a purpose, a sacred mission, and I proceeded forward, pulled triggers, made the changes I needed to. Still mourning you, even while you and I were wrapped in an embrace, our hands, bodies, and legs entwined, I mourned you. Inside of you, when you moaned, I mourned you still, in love with you. I've known this since the moment I met you, and 100 times since. I have been mourning you. while loving you. This warrior inside of me, clashing with the reality and the understanding of a duty so sacred that I have never seen it before. Perhaps I have only read about it in biblical texts, ancient eulogies, and the low, down-tuned D chord of songs from my heroes who have passed on. And I knew that this was not healthy, that this would create a burden on me of so much weight that I have never fathomed it yet. And in fear, I have pulled away from you. And love, I have smelt you, and tasted you, and sanctified you, not as a deity, not as a princess on a pedestal, but as a mortal, flesh-bound woman of great beauty, because of the scars on her flesh and the scars inside of her soul laid bare, splayed in front of me. There have been moments with you where I felt like I was God, and other moments with you where I felt like a priest reciting the last rites as your body is lowered into the ground, all while simultaneously being right next to you, your infectious laugh reverberating in my bones. You see, what I have learned is, I have this capacity to love you completely while I mourn you completely, as your body, your mind, your traumas, your code, your sickness, all threaten to pull you away from me, from this place, from this time, from this country, eventually, from this mortal plane. It would be so easy, I say. Bury the hatchet right here, right in my fucking chest, and forever go away, and I mourn her now, and save myself decades of trial and challenge, free myself of the burden that is you, and allow you to dissipate into the ether the way that you have always said you wish to, the way that you have resigned yourself ever since he defiled you, and left you there broken, paralyzed, to pick yourself up off the ground, and learn to walk again, alone. And I have tried. But in trying, I found that my love for you is still there, so immensely that I could sit and write these words and rewrite my DNA instead of replace you. Because we both know you cannot be replaced. This is a beautiful dichotomy, because the love that I have for you, I have never known or seen or read about, never dreamed about it, and yet I feel it. It comes out of my eyes in tears. It comes from my veins and my blood. I deposit it in you. Taste it. It's coming off of your skin and smell all around your neck. In the crack in your voice where insecurity and love clash, I have been mourning you and loving you since the moment I met you. And I know that I will never be able to possess you. I will never be able to control you. I will never be able to rely on coming home and having you there waiting for me. It is in reverence I love thee, mourning you eternally. This is my love song to you, not of romance, not of a summer of love spent under the trees, in a wheat field, not in the violent clash of two opposites that come together for a time of forbidden endurance and embrace, but of the soul of a warrior, committed and devoted to protect you in reverence, to cherish you, to never forget you, to dance with you in this rain, whether it be for minutes, days, years, or decades. I will love you indefinitely as I mourn you, and at every moment of my day, no matter where I am. If you looked up at me, and you understood, and you said, "Baby, stay with me. However long it takes, please don't let me die alone." With tears in my eyes, I would embrace you and hold you, your spirit or your body, for as many years or decades as it took, come across the world or across the city, in love with you and protecting you, and here for you, loving you and mourning you. For as long as it takes, I will not let you dissipate into the ether alone. In reverence, I love thee. Mourning thee eternally. Credits: Trenton Phoenix in the upcoming poetic epic of blood and of ink and of tears, available summer 2025.